Ryan, what's up? This is Mello from Inkgeeks Tattoos, and we here at, it's normally live at the shop, but today we're broadcasting live from Black Cat Alley, and I have Ryan Lasik here from Milwaukeealt. Ryan, how you doing today, bro?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here.
Good. Good to see you, man.
Thanks, you too.
So, this was your idea for us to come to the Black Cat Alley, so kind of give us a little background on the significance of all of the art that we got going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I love coming to Black Cat Alley. It's always evolving. We have artists, all local artists mostly. A couple came from out of state to help out. Behind us, we have a mural done by Emma Daisy. We have Tia Richardson. We have Jeff Redman, Jock Walczek, Jeremy Novi, Bunny Reese. You name it. Some of the best artists are here at Black Cat Alley, and you know, I just want to get out and experience this place. I love it.
Right, definitely big shout out to all of the artists who worked on all of this amazing art that we seen here today. We definitely gonna have a lot of photos, a little video footage to show everybody the beauty that we seeing right now. So Ryan, tell us, man, we know that you are a pretty famous photographer here, you know what I'm saying? You did some work for us before, we definitely appreciate it. So tell us, how did you get started in the world of art? What initially influenced that?
Yeah, so I mean, before Milwaukeealt became the brand that it is, you know, it was just me hanging out at the tattoo shops, hanging out with friends, hanging out with tattoo artists that I just wanted to photograph because I thought they just looked neat, they looked cool. So I started, you know, with photographing tattoos and more of the alternative lifestyle and body modifications. And then I started to discover how big of a industry it was, not only in the tattoo scene, but also in the modeling, the fashion, and I enjoyed all of those too. So that's when I kind of jumped into photographing, you know, people that were part of either like Dead Man's Carnival, which is a circus in town, to different clients of tattoo artists, to the tattoo artists themselves,
right.
And just got more and more into it where, okay, now I was like, well, I'm going to start working with some alternative models, I'm going to start working with fashion designers, and then that also inspired me to start creating some of my own artwork as well as the photography.
Right.
And I just continually had that passion growing inside of me where I was like, cool, I'm going to keep on doing art, I'm going to keep making my brand bigger, and also show my pride for Milwaukee while doing it.
Right, definitely dope. And one of the things that you're known for is taking photographs of beautiful female models. Mm-hmm. So obviously, besides the obvious, what sparked that passion for that?
Yeah, I mean, knowing that I'm able to, you know, cross paths with some of these great professional people in the modeling and photography industry, and you know, collaborating with them to get in some of these magazines, to get in touch with some of these you know, other collaborators like Suicide Girls or Zivity from the UK, or just like Ink magazine, you know, really collaborating with them and then getting to meet new people, which is always fun.
Right.
And then also being able to make great work with these models. You know, it was just a no-brainer where I could see the direction I wanted to go and the direction and motivation and strive that a lot of these, you know, beautiful professional models were going into. Right. And just realizing, hey, they're awesome, fun people to work with, and we can both, you know, go forward together.
Right. And that was the collaboration that we had together was for our female clothing line, Tatted Cutie, and you photographed our brand ambassador for that brand, Tatted Cutie, DJ Sushi. Shout out to Sushi. We have an interview with her coming soon.
Nice, yeah, she was so fun to work with,
Mm-hmm.
Great photos. And again, I would have never met her if it wasn't for you guys bringing that to me,
Right.
and then us collaborating and getting to meet her. And I had such a fun experience. And now if I see her out and about, I'll say hi. You know,
Right,
I see you guys out and about, say what's up. Like it's just nice to have that collaboration where we're all striving to be, you know, moving forward in our city.
It is, yo. It is good to see that the art community definitely coming together on all different types of projects. So tell me, so what's the vibe that you need to set when you're doing a photo shoot?
Yeah,
Like
so
you gotta have the music right. Obviously, the lighting got to be top notch.
exactly. No, you hit the nail on the head right there. Music is first key. Like as soon as somebody comes to the shoot, you know, whether we're doing a clothes shoot, a nude shoot, you know, or something like that, right away I ask them, hey, what's your playlist? You know, if you don't got your playlist on your phone, I'll totally, you know, YouTube, whatever you want me to. But right away I asked them, hey, what do you like to listen to? What makes you comfy? Because of course the first 10, 20 shots, it's just going to be kind of getting used to the camera, getting used to the lighting, and letting them get into the zone that they need to feel comfortable knowing that they're going to have 200 photos taken of them. So yeah, music is key right off the bat. I asked them what they want to listen to. And then yeah, we'll just take a couple test shots where they can have fun, they can blink as much as they need to, they can just, stretch if they need to.
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm in the zone, they're in the zone, and then the music's going. So we just keep it going, and that's the thing is, I'll direct them, hey, a little bit of pose this way, or, face this way, or eyes that way. But once they get into the groove, I don't have to say anything. I just let the camera flow, and they're doing their poses. And again, that collaboration just is so seamless that it just seems like we're just friends hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah.
And then when we get to see the photos that come out of it, it's like, wow, that was work, but it didn't feel like it because we were having a good time.
Right. Which is the best way to be at work, is when you're enjoying it, you're enjoying what you're doing, you're having fun, having a good time. That's the most organic way to do it.
Exactly.
Pretty much like this interview right now, you know what I'm saying? Just a nice organic conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, if we were just hanging out having coffee, it'd be the same.
The same thing, right? We talk about the same type of stuff, right? So, tell us about your ink, man. Tell us what got you inspired.
Yeah,
to start getting tatted up.
I mean, seeing the beauty in body modifications and stuff like that, whether it was tattoos, piercings, implants, things like that. It just made me go, you know what? I'm kind of a nerd at heart, so I wanted to start putting some nerd stuff on me. I'm a geek, so straight up, and then seeing the beauty that these tattoo artists can do, where I was like, okay, now I'm really gonna get some larger pieces, or just some pieces where I let the tattoo artist design it and go, you know what? I like your style, I like what you're doing. Put it on my body. Let's make it permanent. So just being able to express myself through my tattoos, and then knowing that Milwaukee especially has some amazing tattoo artists.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have work done by Ruben Alcantar, Jocelyn Schmidt, Sarah Elizabeth. She's fantastic. I go to her for a lot of my work.
Okay.
And just, knowing that there's so many amazing artists out here that I wish I could even get to, that I just haven't been able to yet. Chris Berg, Zach Black, just amazing artists that it started as just, hey, I was expressing myself, and it turned into, man, I need to get artwork on my body from some of these people.
Right. And speaking of alternative, is that what the alt is for in your company,
Yeah,
Milwaukeealt?
exactly. Yeah. So I have Milwaukeealt, which started all as Milwaukee and a Milwaukee project, and then now I'm starting to expand it to Americaalt to show that alternative side of America, whether it's different cultures, ethnicities, just styles. I've photographed women that are alternative, but they don't have a single tattoo on their body. But they might have purple hair and a couple piercings or something, or none of that. But they have that vibe. They have that feeling of, they're not the norm.
Right.
They think differently. They act a little differently. They are alternative.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's where Milwaukeealt started, just showcasing that alternative side, and now branding into this new Americaalt to make it even bigger.
Okay, dope. And speaking of the whole country of America, what are some places that you travel to that really kind of stand out to you as far as on the art scene or the alternative scene, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool part, is Milwaukee definitely is a great hub. But I've traveled to Chicago, gotten to experience what Chicago has to offer with their models and their art scene. But man, going to Austin, Texas, I feel like that place is a second home to me. I love going there. The art scene, the model scene. I mean, I went there to visit and do a photo shoot, and I was just walking by. It was an old abandoned train cart, and they were setting up an art show in there. I was like, what's going on here? They're like, oh, we're having a pop-up art show tonight. It's going to be great. Come check it out. I was like, oh, I'm a photographer. I'm here in town. They're like, go make some prints. We'll put you up in the show. So that night, not only was I going to go to this pop-up show, they put me in it, and we're just like, hey, cool, you're from out of town. We're going to showcase your photography as part of this one-night pop-up show.
Damn, that's
so
big.
yeah, Austin, Texas, definitely check out.
Right.
I've been to LA. It was pretty sweet. I went to San Diego. San Diego had a really good art scene, a lot of good street art. San Antonio had some good stuff. Phoenix, Arizona, Flagstaff, Arizona too, up in the mountains there. They have a really close-knit art community, a lot of street murals.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, I definitely love going to that side. I haven't been to the other coast, so I haven't been to New York yet or anything like that, but it's on the to-do list for sure.
Got you, okay. And speaking of traveling, how has COVID impacted traveling for you? Because obviously it impacted the whole world.
Yeah,
the worldwide pandemic.
2020 has just been crazy. I mean, in a good and a bad, but yeah, January started out great. It was like, all right, it's 2020. I'm gonna get all my books. You know, I'm gonna get everything solid. So yeah, I had photo shoots lined up in Arizona. I had photo shoots lined up in Canada. I had photo shoots lined up in Texas. And yep, once the flights started canceling, I just had to cancel them with it. You know, recently, finally, things have been at least being a little bit safe, so I've planned to shoot here and there in Milwaukee. But same thing, it's different. I got the mask on usually. You know, I'm trying, at least if it's indoors at you know, a studio spot, you got to be super clean about everything. Outdoors is a little bit nice, a little bit more free flow. We have social distance, all that. But it threw a huge, you know, wrench into my photo shoots. I'd say at least 16 shoots have been canceled or trying to reschedule now because of just, you know, planning back-to-back shoots like a Saturday, Sunday in February or March, and then being like, okay, I got to shoot this week, and just having to go, you know what, this one's canceled. This person was going to come from Tennessee. They had to cancel their flight. So just things like that where, doing photo shoots has definitely been tough. But I've seen people getting it. You know, they're doing virtual photo shoots. They're doing like phone photo shoots and stuff like that. So I see people getting it. So it definitely inspired me to be like, all right, it's coming. I can get back to do some photo shoots. It'll be good. But yeah, I mean, with the whole coronavirus, it's definitely made branding and doing my photo shoots a lot harder. So I've just been thankful to the people that have still been supporting me by either, you know, picking up something off my website, like a print or something like that, just to keep this business going, and the support, because no photo shoots means no money, and it's been tough.
Yeah, definitely been a wrench thrown in the game, you know what I'm saying, with 2020. But I kind of agree with you. I think more people are starting to get kind of used to the new normal where we're at now, you know, social distancing and wearing masks and stuff like that. And so how has it affected, besides the traveling aspect, how do you think it would affect your business going forward? Like, what are some things now that you think about that we didn't have to think about before 2020 hit?
Oh yeah, man, you're 100% right. I mean, when I had my photo shoot a couple weeks ago, first things I was like, let me take your temperature, you know, get that hand sanitizer on.
Could you ever imagine saying that before?
No, never. Like, hey, nice to meet you. Can I take your temperature? They're like, what? So just being safe that way. A model I did work with, she ended up testing positive for corona about 2 weeks after we shot. So, you know, I went and got tested too, knowing I wasn't having any symptoms. I was feeling fine. But just the fact that there was that possibility, I went out and I got tested and came back negative, which was awesome. But that's something I never would have thought about before. We're like, okay, you know, I'm doing a photo shoot with somebody. Do I have to worry that, you know, I might get sick or something? But now am I going to get corona? And then they got to go get tested. I got to go get tested. If, you know, they brought somebody to, you know, like a fashion designer or a wardrobe stylist, now we got to be careful about them as well. So just the safety measures have gone up, and just that I think that, you know, getting people back into that relaxed atmosphere at a photo shoot is just taking a little bit more time. When as soon as you're walking in the door, I'm like, let me take your temperature.
All right, so another huge thing in 2020 has been the two words social injustice. So when you hear those words, what does that make you think of? What do you think of with that?
So, I mean, with social injustice, that's something that's been obviously a huge issue in America and in Milwaukee especially. I mean, Milwaukee is nationally known as the most segregated city in America.
Right, part of major cities.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you know, when people are going, oh, it's a political thing, or it's you know, it's a social economic thing. I mean, yeah, it could be, but when it comes down to it, it's people not having their basic human rights. They're being treated unfairly, whether based on their color of their skin, the gender, or what they identify with. And that's where it's like, I don't care what you believe in. We're all humans, we all bleed red, and we all should stand behind each other wanting what's better for society and for humanity. And if you're gonna be racist or sexist or just, you know, a bigot, it's like, you know, you gotta educate yourself, and you gotta start talking to some people where you see these you know, injustices that these people have dealt with. You know, you've never been, you know, a white person's never been stopped by the police and a cop walks up to their window. You know, they're just like, hey, how's it going? Oh, did you have a good day? Oh yeah, here's my license. They don't think about, oh man, I really gotta be careful on what I say, how I look, and how they're gonna react to me, because they could shoot me right now. So that's those things where it's like, I think a lot of people just never even put themselves in someone else's shoes to go, damn, somebody is really dealing with these issues in their personal life on a day-to-day basis. So it's just things like that where, yes, it exists, and people just need to educate themselves. They need to be more empathetic, and it has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with, you know, whether somebody might have had a bad upbringing where, oh, you know, they might be hanging out with gangs or something like that. Everybody has a chance to educate themselves and to, you know, change their ways and to better themselves. You know, even if you did have a bad past or something like that, you at least took it upon yourself to go, you know what, I'm going to educate myself. I'm not going to look at people either in a racist way or in a hateful way. I'm going to, you know, teach that peace and love and compassion. I mean, I can go on and on about it. But yes, to get to your point, to get to your point, yes, social injustice definitely exists. And it, you know, obviously Black lives do matter, and it goes so much deeper when it comes to how children are being treated in America, how, you know, Asians are being treated in America, how Muslims are being treated in America. But so many people are just being, you know, stopped from having basic human rights, and that's where it's like we gotta start cleaning the streets up when it comes to all these injustices and showing, yes, all these people matter, and, you know, everybody, oh, all lives matter, all lives matter. Yes, what you're saying when you say that is you're agreeing that Black lives do matter, Muslim lives do matter, Asian lives do matter, children's lives do matter, and that's where, yes, you got to stand behind your people, your neighborhood, and go, you know what, things need to change, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
That's right. Yeah, we are gonna do it, and it starts in each and every one of us. It starts as an individual, and then you work your way out, you know, from that. But it starts with a mindset and a heart set. You know, you gotta have a heart for it too. You know, it's just basic human rights, like you said. Like, come on, it's not that complicated, really, when you really break it down.
Yeah, you don't want to be treated unfairly, so why treat someone else unfairly?
Exactly.
And I got family members that are police, I have close friends that are police, and let me tell you what, yes, being a police officer is a tough job, but as a human being, if you see another police officer or just another human acting unjust, that's where a person in power, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a police officer or a politician, you need to go, hey, I'm going to check you right now because you're treating this person unfairly, unjustly, and inhumanely. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, what do you think about all the murals, the social injustice murals that we got popping up in the city at this time?
I think it's great. It's putting not only Milwaukee on the map as obviously the arts, but as showing, hey, Milwaukee is taking a stance. We're showing that we can fight these social injustices, and again, the community's coming together. You see murals being put together by an artist such as, you know, Chris Burke or Ruben Alcantar, where they're putting things out on Facebook. Hey, we're going to do a mural, but we'd love you to come help us. You're part of this community. We want to hear your stories. We want to have it so when you drive past with your friends and you see that George Floyd mural, you can go, I helped make that. I'm a part of this community, and I stand for what that stands for. So, you know, I think Milwaukee really starting to protest via art is a great way where you can go, you know what? Yeah, I was out there, you know, marching, and the police came through and dispersed everyone. But to go, all right, the next day I went and put a mural up. So now every time somebody drives by it, every time the police drive by it, every time somebody that is filled with hate drives by it, they're going to keep being reminded that, no, the community's out here, the community's putting up beautiful artwork, and they're also putting up these memorials so we never forget.
Right. It's definitely a constant reminder, and that's what we have to do, is just constantly remind people until it's embedded in all of our brains, you know, because racism of any kind is not cool. Basic human rights, that's what we have, you know, the basic human rights. So let me ask you spoke on a lot of, you know, great artists that participate in the murals and things like that. What artists inspired you? Or either inspired you to get started or still inspire you to this day?
Sure.
And it could be from any art form, tattoos, photography, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the photography aspect of it, you know, I started seeing so many female and male photographers working through Suicide Girls, because that's where I first was starting to get, you know, some of the inspiration on how to do model photography. So like Alyssa Brunelli, she's a well-known photographer. She definitely inspired me when it comes to some of my photography. And then when it comes to the artwork, you know, just a lot of my friends here in Milwaukee inspire me to do some of the artwork I'm doing. Obviously street art culture, Banksy, things like that. When it comes to some of my abstract work, you know, you know, basketball, like, you know, things like that back in the Andy Warhol days even, for some of that pop culture, street art style.
Right.
But that's the thing is, man, especially with Instagram nowadays, if I'm scrolling, I see something I like, I save it right away because I know I'm going to look back on that and that's going to be what's inspiring me. So it was nice to have those foundations of inspiration when it came to photography and art and street art. But now seeing what's just popping up in 2020 from some of these young cats that I'm like, oh, they're gonna go places, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always seeing inspiration for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing about it I wanted to touch on as well is, I don't know if everybody knows your background, but your background is actually in teaching as well, correct?
Yeah. So I mean, photography started as a hobby and then started becoming a brand of Milwaukeealt. And then with Milwaukeealt, I was getting notoriety, but it just wasn't filling that passion 100%. And I always knew I wanted to be a teacher, especially in the arts world. So that's why, I started working with different organizations such as Arts at Large. I started working with organizations such as Serve to Unite. Again, they're an organization that tried to bring awareness of social injustices and things like that. So we were doing murals with then students, which then got me to work with Arts at Large at Bayview High School. So then doing a lot of projects with them, whether it's just teaching them how to use a camera. A lot of these students never held a camera before.
Right.
So I was teaching them how to do photography, teaching them how to do street murals, which then just built my passion even more and my motivation even more to just get, more certifications, more knowledge on teaching, more of a teaching background. Where again, now I teach art, I teach photography, and I'm even starting to teach like 3D printing and manufacturing, just because those are things I like as a hobby. I like to do 3D printing and stuff like that. So just teaching students this knowledge that, I never had that when I was in school. I never had a photo class when I was in high school. I never had a 3D printing class when I was in high school. I never had a street art, mural class when I was in high school. So being able to now give that back to the students has definitely, it helps me wake up every day and go, cool, I'm helping make a difference.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sounds very fulfilling.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we like to show too, is the younger generation that you can make money and you can survive doing things that you love, like, showing your love for art, being a photographer, being an artist, a tattoo artist, music artist, whatever. And it's other jobs within those genres too that people don't even know about. So you can pursue the things that you love and still be able to make a living off of it. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with the teaching aspect.
I mean, especially with Inkgeeks, scrolling through the Instagram page, I'll see a dope tattoo artist, and then I'll go to their page and I see, they also do artwork. I'm gonna buy a piece of artwork off them now and put it up in my house. So it's just like scrolling through Inkgeeks and just seeing the caliber of art that's out there, whether it's in the tattoo scene or just with, a pen and a pad or a paintbrush. It's showing me what's out there, which is so dope. Seeing what you guys put out there for your content and for your support and your collaborations, it's just circling back into me where it's like, okay, I saw this new person, I saw this new person. I'm gonna comment on their stuff and hopefully collaborate with them sometime.
Right. Dope. So, and the last question I got for you, man, I want to ask you, what was the craziest photo shoot that you ever had? Either the funniest or the wildest story?
I'd say maybe I got like two stories. So the craziest one was more of a bad one. I'm doing a photo shoot. We're maybe a couple shots into it, and just simple things. Hey, chin this way. Hey, shoulders that way. Maybe turn body. Let me get these tattoos. Turn body. Let me get those tattoos. After about 10 photos, she looked me dead in the eye and she said, "Stop." She's like, "I don't want to hear anything you have to say. I know how I look. I know what I'm doing. You're just gonna click the camera." And I said, "Okay. I don't know, you paid me to do this, but okay, you just do you." And I took 10 more photos, and I was like, you know what? I think I got what I need. Have a good day. And just that rudeness and that arrogance of like, you know, if you know what you're doing and all you need me is to click the camera, then just have one of your friends do it.
Exactly.
So that was probably the worst photo shoot I ever had, where I was just like, I'm good. Like, I don't know why you came rude at me like that,
Right.
but I'm good.
Okay, click.
Yeah, peace, I'm done. And then when it comes to fun photo shoots, I've worked with some fashion designers in Milwaukee and in Chicago, where I've had 15 models where it's like boom, 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 all day long, just going, new outfit, going. And yeah, by the end of the day, I'm sweating and I'm just like, whew, that was a long day.
Yeah.
But it's so fun to meet so many people in such a short amount of time, get to work with so many different vibes, so many different attitudes, so many different looks and styles,
Right.
where it's like those photo shoots always stick out to me because I got to meet so many people and it was such an exhausting shoot. But then looking at it, it's like, man, I just did 15 photo shoots in one day.
Yeah.
And getting to collaborate with them. So that's where those ones really stick out to me as some of the funnest shoots. Just because, yeah, it was such a cool experience.
Right. Riding hard.
Yeah.
And you doing what you love. So
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it didn't seem like work. Yeah.
All right, dope, man. So Ryan, man, we appreciate your time today. We appreciate you bringing us here to Black Cat Alley. You know, we're gonna definitely explore some more around here. And so tell people where they can find you, where can they find some of your artwork and things at?
I mean, obviously I appreciate being here with Inkgeeks, and you can find me, you know, I am still on Facebook here and there, Milwaukeealt, but Instagram is where it's at, Milwaukeealt, and then also my new brand, Americaalt, where I'm showing never before seen series. And then obviously when Inkgeeks puts me out there, I'm sharing it, you guys are sharing it, I'm loving it, it's all love. So yeah, Instagram is definitely the hot spot to find me, Milwaukeealt and Americaalt.
All right, dope. We definitely gonna collab soon in the future, man.
Yeah, man,
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Love.
Thank you.